Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Never7, the end of Infinity. Last time, we had a pretty good discussion with Izumi. Finally had some time alone with her. She has some pretty interesting concepts about the potential, what the potential time travel thing is. Whether it's, she's put forth that the delusion, or that the whole time travel thing is a delusion. That Makoto saw her die on that 6th day. In his brain, he's repeating the same days over and over again. But the thing that made that flawed was the fact that she was saying that she was the same way. A shared delusion, saying him die. He saw her die. She saw him die. Seems like a paradox there. But, yeah, so that I don't quite think is the case. I'm pretty sure it's not. I could be wrong. One thing I actually thought of, replying to a comment by Mr. Dawson was, here's a theory. I like to go crazy sometimes with my theories, you know, like aliens. Let's throw aliens in there. Yeah, sure, it's an alien. But here's an idea. What if the girls saw him die and they're actually delusioning him through these 6 days, and each route is how each one is deluding herself, if that makes any sense. So that's my own personal fan theory. I don't think that'll be the case either. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's probably really time travel somehow. I mean, I know that Curade did some interesting stuff from Never7. So I mean, playing these out of order, I've kind of cheated myself a little bit from knowing, or having as much certainty, I guess you could say. But yeah, let's get back to it though. So it's the next day. We're by the rocky area at Princess Beach. Kurumi's shrill voice rings out as she peeks into the tide pool. Rather than a school, I'd call it a stable. Isn't that obvious? It's a sumo table. Sumo stable. Why is that? Oh. Let's see. Is she saying Mickey is a lot smaller than Rocky? Is that what she's saying? That whole basis there? As she shouts in joy, Kurumi picks out and takes the stable manager. Kurumi dances in joy on top of the rocks. Her innocent smile. These unchanging days, the world continues to go on. Suddenly I look up at the sky. I see a black cat flying in the air, circling around. Cat? Continues to turn around and around without getting tired of flapping. Just then, I tear my gaze from the sky and return it to Kurumi. What's wrong? Something interesting? Something interesting?
これはくるみにもらったの。確かおとといの夜だったかしら。姫ヶ浜で拾ったのって言って。
Which means that's the bell. On her last 4th, Kurumi picked up the bell on Princess Beach and gave it to Izumi-san. If the same history repeats itself, then... Hey, Kurumi, can I have a look at it? Rock, paper, scissors? Now's not the time for... Just then, the gears of my mind start to whirl ultra fast! Last time Kurumi used scissors. Don't do it! She won't do it again! Yes, that's right. Kurumi extended the crab she was holding. If that's the case, then she'll probably do the same thing now. When she shouts this, I stick out my firmly clenched fist. Naturally, Kurumi has stuck out the crowd. Oh, good. Good. It did. I thought they was going to spin it around and make it. But I guess the time for those games are done. They're wanting to actually give us answers now. I don't think the crab can do anything but scissors. The stable manager says nothing, white foam coming from his mouth. As she says this, Kurumi quickly extends her left hand and opens her palm. There's nothing there. And Kurumi's palm is just seawater and countless grains of sand and nothing else. Hey Kurumi, quit lording it over me. Hurry up and show me. No, you're not. Jeez, don't joke around with adults. Closer? Kurumi thrusts her palm right in front of my eyes while nodding. Firmly stare at her palm. What the hell? There really is nothing there. Using the crab's toes, Kurumi points to the center of her hand. Looking closely, there certainly is something. It's a jagged, pointy, small grain. It's not the bell, but a star sand. The star in her palm sparkles brightly. Wasn't what I was expecting to happen. Kurumi takes the winning crab, the stable manager, and the losing crab and strokes them equally. Smile crosses her entire face. This is an unchanging reality. And yet a dynamic one. What with the star sand?
So, Makoto-kunの妄想の中の出来事に過ぎないのよ。
Suddenly the words Izumi-san said last night crosses my mind. This scene is all just a delusion? Kurumi smile, the soft sunlight, the roar of the waves breaking on the shore. You're saying that all this is an illusion invented by my consciousness? What the hell am I thinking? I'd have to be nuts to believe in such utter bullshit. I'd have to be nuts to be crazy. Rather than be bothered with time travel and infinite loops, I should be more focused on realistic things. My other microphone just leaped out of the drawer. That's cool. No, that's not it. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's really interesting. I'm so excited. It's so exciting that it feels like my skin's gonna melt with how hot my blood is boiling. I like to drink hot Dr. Pepper. It's boiling and rolling, you know, because of my hand touching it. You know, if you cut me open and I splash blood on you, you're gonna like start burning, just like an alien. That's how hot my blood's boiling. Kurumi's face lights up slightly. Hey Kurumi, while we've been talking, the crabs have been running away. Is that what you want? Kurumi frantically stands up and starts chasing after crabs. But 1 second later, Kurumi trips and falls straight into the ground. A cloud of sand soars up. She holds out her hands and arches her back like a shrimp. And her face is buried in the sand. But what are you doing, Kurumi? run over to Kurumi's side and help her up. Kurumi looks at me, her face covered in sand. Are you alright?
ずっとしゃがんでたから足がしびれちゃって。
I did that one time in class. We were sitting on this. We were sitting somewhere on the ground. My legs went to sleep. I totally went back in the floor when I tried to get up. An embarrassed smile rises to Kurumi's face. Grains of sand fall off her face like raindrops. This is an unchanging reality. And yet a dynamic one. What with that sand-covered face? I think this is alright. What's more important than whether it's true or not is whether you can believe it or not. In short, that's how it is. Kurumi shuts her eyes tightly and wipes the sand off her face with her palm. However, her hands are wet and now a lot of sand is stuck to her palm. As a matter of course, the more she tries to wipe off, the dirtier her face gets. Jeez. While muttering this, I use the back of my index finger to wipe Kurumi's face. Kurumi bashfully sticks out her tongue. Before I realize it, a smile has risen to my face. 10 minutes have already passed since the crab's last sumo match. Kurumi and I are crouching down by the shore, blankly staring at the ocean. As my nose itches a lot. Endless waves come on after another from beyond the horizon, each one being different from the last. I wonder why it is that I never get tired of staring at them. A group of small white bubbles wash up on the beach with each wave. Then the next approaching wave will swallow them up, leaving no trace of them behind.
ねえお兄ちゃん。
Hmm?
お兄ちゃんは水って好き？
Freaking hate it. Stupid water. What's it good for? Water?
水遊びとかお風呂とかそういうの好き？
I ain't taking a bath. I only take a bath like 2 times a year, just when I have to, you know. I time it. I take a bath right before I take a bath on Christmas Eve, and then I take a bath right before the 4th of July. I've got time like that. Oh crap, a choice. Is this the first choice we've had in this loop? I feel like this is the first choice we've had to make. Feels like this could be important, but yet it's a very simple question, and I don't know how it could be so important. Sure. I like water. I guess I would say I like it. When I was a kid, I used to love pulling pranks of water guns and water balloons. Why are you asking me this?
それはね好きだから。くるみも水が大好きだから。くるみね、水の上にプカプカと浮かんでるのが大好きなの。クラゲみたいにゆったりとのんびりと。そうしてるだけでなんだか懐かしい気がするんだ。あったかくて優しくて、そのまま水の中に溶けちゃいたくなって。
Okay, this whole thing was never actually explained much. And her route about why she said it feels nostalgic. That's the part of that doesn't make any sense to me. That whole thing about her being in the shrine as it collapsed. That doesn't seem nostalgic for water. I mean, maybe it's some other explanation that's just went over my head, but maybe they're going to explain it because they're bringing it up again.
だからね、本当はくるみ、 みんなと一緒に行きたかったの。プールも温泉も。
Well, if you wanted to go, then why didn't you? It's okay, isn't it? Then, as I say this, Kurumi's expression suddenly grows dim. Her shoulders drop, her eyes go down, and she plays with the sand by her feet with her
怖かっ
fingertips.
たの。みんなに嫌われるのが。 く
Hey?
るみの背中、傷があるの。まるでノコギリの刃でざっくりとえぐったような深い傷跡が。
Well, this is staying consistent. If this was Izumi's delusion, Izumi does know about Kurumi being a clone. Kurumi being a clone. Kurumi being a having her scar. I was just wondering how everybody knew that Haruka was a clone. That might have been something that, if my theory from before was actually correct, and each girl was having an illusion about them, I guess that would have to be something that they discovered. On the first time when it really happened.
お医者さんの話では赤ちゃんの頃、それも生まれてすぐにできた傷だろうって。
That would kind of make sense. Actually, here's another thing that makes sense about that whole each girl is having their own delusion about. Saki never mentioned that he looked like the guy from her class on her route, but she did mention it in Yuka's route, and Yuka mentioned it in Yuka's route. That kind of puzzled me because I was expecting some clarification on that whole deal, but it didn't happen. Okay, the game's gonna keep going, so let's go with it.
でもね、パパもママもお姉ちゃんもくるみに嘘ついてるんだ。3歳の頃、階段から落ちてできた傷だってくるみにそういうの。どう見たって階段から落ちてできるような傷じゃないのにね。
I don't say anything. I don't know what I should say. After hearing Kurumi's unexpected confession, all I can do is silently listen to her story.
それでね、くるみ、この傷にはちょっとした苦い思い出があるの。中学の頃、くるみには気になる男の子がいたんだ。一個上の先輩だったんだけど、勉強のこととか遊びのこととかいろんなことを教えてくれたの。放課後になると毎日のように近くの公園に立ち寄って2人でくだらないおしゃべりをしてた。くだらないおしゃべりでもくるみにとっては大切な時間だったの。くるみ大好きだったんだよ。そうだけどね、ある日を境にその先輩くるみとは一言も話してくれなくなっちゃったんだ。廊下ですれ違っても視線さえ合わせてくれなくて。放課後の公園、くるみは一人ぼっちでブランコに揺られてた。夜が更けるまでずーっと一人ぼっちでゆらゆらゆらゆらと。その先輩がくるみと話してくれなくなった理由はあと。
Oops. The girl's got this giant scar on her back. I don't know how she got it, but at any rate, I'm completely through with her. There's no way in hell I can go with her to the beach with that disgusting scar. It'd be way too embarrassing. Yes, that's right. That's why I'm ignoring her. She's nothing more than a nuisance to me at this point. This kid's gonna grow up to be a bad guy because he's already monologuing to people, and somebody probably asked this guy for directions, and he wound up going through that whole thing. Oh, you want directions? That? Yes, go down there. By the way, there's this this girl has a scar on her back. You know how, somehow the villain always divulges his master plan. Even when the good guy doesn't actually ask him about the plan,
正直言うとかなりショックだった。背中のそれよりも深く傷ついたよ。それ以来人前で背中を見せるのが怖くなっちゃったんだ。だからそういうわけ。みんなと一緒にプールや温泉に行かなかったのは。
I'm incredibly angry, so angry that my body is shaking from it. Want to drag that senpai here and beat the living shit out of him. Want to kick him until his bones break and throw him into the bottom of the sea. Not realizing I clenched my hands into tight fists.
このこと今まで誰にも言ったことなかったんだ。多分これからも誰にも言わないと思う。知ってるのはお兄ちゃんだけ。お兄ちゃんだから話したんだよ。だからなんだってわけでもないんだけど。
When she finishes speaking, Kurumi grows silent. I'm searching for the right words. I have to say something, but no matter how hard I try, I can't find the right words. Feels like it would be wrong if I tried to cheerfully encourage her or to try comforting her by being sympathetic. I grow more and more quiet as I struggle over thinking of ways to distract Kurumi from her pain. And right after that, the earth abruptly rumbles from a violent shockwave. Kurumi lets out a short scream and plunges towards my chest. Surprised by this unforeseen shockwave, I quickly lose my balance and fall onto the sand. Kurumi is tightly clinging to my chest before I realize that I'm embracing her body. Before long, the ground's shaking finally fades away and all is silent. The only evidence of it having occurred is the two of us lying on top of each other. And then Izumi and everybody happens to walk by and they're like, oh, you guys! Get away from my sister. I don't know. Typical, like, sitcom crap. My palm is touching Kurumi's back. Though my hand is on top of her clothes, I can clearly feel something through it. It's a very deeply engraved scar. I can feel rough bulges protruding unnaturally on the otherwise smooth surface of her bare skin. Kurumi's sadness is passing itself through my palm. It manifests as a throbbing pain coming from my chest. Kurumi.
お願いだから何も言わないで。その代わりもうちょっとだけこのままでいさせて。なんだかこうしてるとすごく落ち着くの。水の上にプカプカと浮かんでるみたいで。お兄ちゃんの胸あったかいね。
The feeling of Kurumi's scar wraps up around my hand. I feel myself boiling with rage from within. This thing should just disappear. This strong thought can't help but worm its way into my head. The scorching sun beats down on me. All I'm able to do right now is continue to hold her like this. After eating lunch Kurumi brought to Princess Beach, the two of us are now walking back towards Luna Beach. Today's a barbecue. I can't let Izumi-san make the preparations by herself. After discussing it, Kurumi and I have decided to help out. Before I know it, Kurumi's smile has completely returned to the way it was earlier. She grabs my hand and cheerfully swings her arm back and forth while humming. But I already know that beneath her smile, she's hiding great pain. Kurumi is acting overly cheerful to hide it the best she can. It's just too painful to watch. That's why I wasn't able to respond to Kurumi's feelings. Just didn't want to hurt Kurumi even more. Kurumi. Kurumi, you love things like haunted houses, right? Do you hate them? Alright, then when we get back to the mainland, let's go to an amusement park. Yeah! Kurumi lets out a shout of joy, then skips. Ah! Alright, wouldn't it be best to invite Izumi-san too? Yeah! Why, that's... How's your sisters?
兄弟
You and Izumi-san are sisters, so if we were to invite only one of you, it would be, how do I put it? Unfair, right? And awkward.
全然理由になってないよ
Be awkward either way, though.
関係ないじゃない
you think so?
そうだよあ、なるほどそういうことね
Huh?
くるみを誘ったのはただの口実だったの
What?
本当に誘いたかったのはお姉ちゃんの方でつまりくるみを出しに使おうとそういうこったんですか
What are you saying? That's not...
好きなの
What?
お姉ちゃんのこと好きなんでしょ
Are you an idiot? What's with the...
じゃ嫌いなの
Why would I? There's no way I'd hate her.
だったらやっぱり好きなんじゃないまあだけどそれならそれでくるみは別にいいよ
Thank you, Kurumi. Okay. Well, I guess that's a good place to end it. I hope you folks enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one. Farewell there, folks.